Welcome everybody back to Excel in Access, and today's tutorial is going to be talking about different tables. Well, actually, four or five different table queries that you can make in Access. So we're going to be creating different queries. Previous videos, I had created very simple queries and very simple tables, but this is going to be looking at the other the other queries that you can make. Excuse me. Keep saying tables. So first, okay, so here is my database, and I am going to create a simple query from query design. And let me see, I am going to create a products and supplier table, and I am going to join by supplier name. And all of this stuff that I'm doing, I'm not really giving details of why I'm doing. In my previous videos, actually gives you a little bit more detail on joins and connections and tables. So if you want to look at that as a review, please go ahead and do so. So I have my two tables, and I'm going to create a simple query. So I just want to create a simple query that's going to give me a little bit of product supplier information. So first, I want the product ID. And again, to pull the fields down, you can double click or you could drag it down. It's pretty much simple, just to double click. Product description, what else do I want? I also want supplier name. And then I want whoever the contact person is over there, plus their phone number. All the other stuff, no, I don't really need that. I could probably just add email address if there is one. And so here's my simple query. Let me run this. Okay, so there is no email addresses, but we have all the other data. Some of this data really needs to be updated. Contact name. So anyways, just for show, here's my information. Now, what about if I want to make a table from this query? Let's say I wanted to create a nice little table from the supplier information. So the table would pretty much be product supplier, and with that table somebody can use that table to create additional queries. So that's where the make table query comes from. I want to make a table from this query. All right, so this is how it goes. So I have my query, I've ran my query, now I want to make a table. Next thing I do is I hit make table, and it's going to ask me for the table name. So this is what I name my new table, and I'm going to name this table product supplier information. So that's what I'm going to call it, product supplier. I'll just make it product supplier table, and I want it in a current database. You can actually make the new table in another databases. If you wanted to connect databases, you can connect databases and info. I've done that plenty of times, but I want it in the current table, and I'm calling it product supplier. Let me hit OK. So nothing's going to happen until I run this particular query again. Once I hit run, it's going to run and it's going to create the table for me, and I should see the table here. So let me run it. It tells me I'm about to paste 6 rows into a new table, and that's exactly what I want. I'm going to hit yes. And then when I go here, here is my table, product supplier, and there's the information. But it's now a table, and you can tell the difference between tables and queries. These are tables here, and these are queries. So now my product supplier is now a table. So anytime any of those databases, let's go back to my query. No, I don't. So anytime this is updated, my products table or my supplier table is updated, and I save this. If I save this as a make table and I want to update my product supplier table, anytime these two tables are updated and I run this query, I will be updating my product supplier table for anybody to use for capture information or to run additional queries. So that's pretty much what a make table query is, and these can come in useful plenty of times. Now, an append query. So let's say I want to append a query. Append query is pretty much appending a table, an existing table. And there are several ways to do an append query. Let's see. No, I don't want to save this. So let's look at this table here. Stroller sales. So I've got this really long piece of data here, and I guess I want to append the query in here. All right, so the way I think I'm going to do this one is, I think what I want to do first is maybe to link. This might be a good opportunity to show you how to link queries and all. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to create a table because I don't see what I could append it to. So I'm going to create a link. I may have deleted it. So I'm going to create a table. I didn't want to do that type of table. So we'll get out of here. So I want to, no, not table design. Let's just create, no, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out exactly which would be the best way to do what I actually really want to do. So yeah, I think I'll just link it instead of importing the table in. So let's go ahead and link. I'm going to link data. And I want to link it from where? Sorry about that. I think I want to link it from here. And so here's the spreadsheet that I want to link it from. So I want to do an append to open. So I want to do a link. So I want to link it from this sheet. There's 3 sheets within this spreadsheet, but I'm only want to link it from sheet 1. And pretty much in a previous video, I did talk about linking spreadsheets, and if you don't want to import data into a table, specifically if you have a spreadsheet and where multiple users actually use and update, and it's just easier for those users to actually update the spreadsheet than it is to go into Access and update the table, but you still want that information in the table, linking the spreadsheet is probably the best way to go. So I'm going to call this particular spreadsheet just append. It's just for purpose of tutorial. Let's finish linking. Once you link a table, it appears like this. You see the little arrow here? This lets you know, hey, this is a spreadsheet that's been this is a table that's been linked. So it's a table, but it's a linked table. So now I think I want to create an append query. So let's go back here. And here's my original table. So I want to append this table. So I want to be able to append this table constantly. Anytime that this table is updated in the spreadsheet, I want to be able to go and append this data, which means I want to go and add the updated information to this particular table. So the way you do this, I'm going to create a append query. So let me go ahead and design, in which I'm going to append this table to my stroller sales table, and I'm going to append all the data. So now that I have my query, let me run it to make sure the data is there. So here's the data. So now I'm going to append that data to my stroller sales table. So this is additional information that was updated, and it needs to go in here to keep all the information in order. I'm going to hit append, and it's going to ask me, well, what I want to append it to. So I want to append it to stroller sales in the current database. I'm going to hit OK. So what it automatically does, it lists here on append to the fields in the stroller sales table this is going to append to, and they match up, and that's very important. And when you append in data to another table, everything must line up. All the fields must line up so it knows exactly where to add or update the additional information. So let's look at our stroller sales real quick table. So it has data from 2012, 2013. Let's see, a little bit of some 2015 and some 2012. So what we're trying to do here is just to add additional information. So let's say that I go here. Let's say I change the dates, I updated, this wasn't January. This is, oh, this is, okay, this is January. I changed it to June. It was updated. June. This is July. So I'm just manipulating data. It's just dummy data, so not to worry. Maybe just leave that one as is. Sales, average sales, 0.8 units. Okay. So anyways, I'm just updating data, changing data, and this is true in true life. Data changes. This is a little too much. So here's a spreadsheet that gets updated, let's say daily, and all this information needs to be appended or updated into the table that stores this information. So this is pretty much a simpler way to do it, and all the data is being pretty much updated in this spreadsheet. So you want to have the spreadsheet nice. So here's a spreadsheet I've updated it, and I need to update it into this particular table. So here it is right here. Now all the updates I did, it's already updated in my append link here, so there's really nothing I have to worry about. Once I saved it, the information is there, and then if you want to check, you can go and check and just see, hey, is all that information that I updated? Yeah, it's here. See? The only thing about linking tables is that you cannot edit or modify it in Access. It all must be done in Excel. So anyways, I've hit the append table. Here's the append table that I want to append to my stroller supply. And once I've done all of that, next thing I do is I just hit view, which is another way of saying, or let's go to design, hit run. Once I run it, it says you're about to append 6 rows. So yes, I want to do that. And that's it. And then if I go into my stroller sales table, scroll to the bottom, I can see, let's go to the bottom here. Here's my data that I added. So here it is, 2015, July, May, and June information and data. So that's very easy, a very simple way to append, and that's what an append query is. If you're trying to just append more data to a particular table in order to store the table and create a large file of data, append is actually a great. Another type of table that I actually use as well, it's called a crosstab. And a crosstab, I don't use it as much because I like to use Access as a way to pull information, and then use Excel as a way to kind of arrange the information the way that I want to see it. So, but a crosstab table is pretty cool. Let me create a query. We'll create a, let me see, what do I want? I'll go back to my stroller sales again. And I am going to go ahead and create a crosstab. So I'm just going to go ahead and click crosstab. And I'll show you what it looks like after I pull information. So I want to see, let's go ahead and actually put the fields down. I want product category, I want sales unit, and I want date. Okay. Now with crosstab of course shows your data in rows and in columns. So you need to specify exactly which ones are going to be rows and which is going to be column. So this is going to be my row heading, my product category. My sales unit, usually units, anything that's a value, it's always going to be value. Okay, so sales units of value. And then I want my date as the column heading going across. So this is how I want my particular report to look. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit run. Oh, you didn't specify a group by expression or where in the, okay. Sales units. Sales units at sum. All right, so just don't forget when you're dealing with values, it needs to be more of a sum, especially if you're doing it in Crosstab. All right, so sales unit value. So that should run now. There we go. So this is what a Crosstab is. And I usually, if I have really large data, I might just do a select query, pull this data out, export it to Excel, and just do a pivot table. But I'm doing it here. And so this is very simple. Now let's say I wanted to filter or add a criteria for this cross table, and I can pretty much do that. So for example, on the date, I want everything greater than, I don't know, let's say January, greater or equal to, say, February 1st, 2015. Oh, you know what? I messed up. Okay. I want this information, but I can't put it here. Let's go ahead and put ascending, which is fine. I meant to put it in the criteria location. So here. So I want everything here greater than or equal to February 1st. February 1st, 2015. So that's what I want to see. And then I go ahead and run. And there you go. So now it's giving me data. Anything that has data greater than February 1st. And this is the info. So only 2 product categories has any on sales. So that's a very simple explanation of our different queries in there. The other one is update. And update and append are almost kind of similar. Update is pretty much you updating a particular table with information. Usually those are usually 2 tables that you use to update. So it's very similar to append. That's why I didn't do it. It adds records, and update, it's going to say it makes a query update the data in an existing table. Pretty much similar, and that's why I didn't show you how to do that. But if you would like, comment below and I will show you how to do an update table. So anyways, thanks for watching. Look out for more videos to come. Please like and subscribe and leave comments of what you want to see, what you don't want to see, and all. Thanks for watching again. Bye-bye.